Tallest player in basketball history. Meet redshirt freshman Olivier Rioux, a 19-year-old center from IMG Academy who...
Olivier Rioux stands out not just in the world of basketball, but in the world, literally. At 7 feet 9 inches tall, he's already taller than any player in NBA history, and he's only 18. From viral videos of him towering over opponents as a teenager to his current development at the University of Florida, Rioux is rewriting what it means to be a basketball prodigy. But behind the spectacle of his height is a more complex story of potential, development, setbacks, and a future that's still uncertain, yet full of promise. When fans first saw Olivier cutting down the net after the Florida Gators national championship win, the sight was surreal. He didn't need a ladder. He didn't even need to jump. Just standing flat-footed, he reached up and snipped the net with ease. It was a perfect symbol for his unique place in the sport. He's not just tall, he's historically tall. Taller than Manute Bol, taller than Gheorghe Mureșan, taller than even Victor Wembanyama. And according to those close to him, he might not be done growing. But Olivier's story begins far from the spotlight. Born in February 2006 in Canada, he was already unusual as a child. At 5 years old, he was taller than his kindergarten teacher. At 8, he reached 6 feet tall. At 12, he had crossed the 7-foot mark. At 14, he was recognized by Guinness World Records as the tallest teenager alive at 7'5", taller at that age than Victor Wembanyama is today. It didn't take long for the internet to notice. A viral clip of a 12-year-old Olivier dominating undersized opponents made waves across social media. NBA stars like Steph Curry even commented on the videos, curious and astounded. But being tall, even absurdly tall, doesn't automatically mean a path to the NBA. The pressure was immediate. Could this young giant move well enough? Could he survive the rigorous pace of the modern game? To answer those questions, Olivier started his journey with serious basketball development. After showing early promise in Canada's AAU scene, he traveled to Spain and joined Real Madrid's youth program. The club, known for developing NBA-caliber players like Luka Doncic, helped refine his fundamentals. But ultimately, it was his decision to move to the United States and join IMG Academy that marked a turning point. IMG isn't just any school, it's a world-renowned athletic powerhouse. Its alumni include top-tier pros and, more importantly, success stories of late bloomers who developed over time. One of the best comparisons is fellow Canadian Zach Edey. When Edey arrived at IMG, he didn't even consider himself a basketball player, he wanted to pursue baseball. But IMG's coaches saw potential, and with time, patience, and development, he transformed into the best player in college basketball. Edey went on to win back-to-back National Player of the Year awards at Purdue and was picked 9th overall in the 2024 NBA Draft. His story became the blueprint for Rioux's development. If it worked for one Canadian giant, could it work for another? At IMG, Olivier trained like a professional athlete. Daily weight training, one-on-one coaching sessions, endurance drills, and a tailored nutrition plan. While many skills came naturally to him, blocking shots, rebounding, scoring at the rim, others required work. Foot speed, agility, and stamina were more difficult. Early on, he played only limited minutes, often inserted in blowouts. But as he developed, his role grew. By his senior year, he was contributing regularly and improving noticeably. He also gained valuable experience on the international stage. Olivier represented Canada in several youth-level FIBA tournaments. In 2021, he played at the U16 FIBA Americas, averaging over 10 rebounds and 2.5 blocks per game. In a standout performance against Team USA, featuring future NBA talents like Robert Dillingham and Ron Holland, he recorded 12 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks in just 25 minutes. Canada didn't win gold, but Rioux's impact was undeniable as he progressed to the U19 and U18 tournaments in 2023 and 2024. His minutes shrank slightly due to tougher competition, older players, and internal team dynamics. Still, he remained productive in short spurts, particularly against Japan, where he posted 10 points and 5 rebounds in just over 10 minutes. Inconsistency followed, and against top-tier opponents like Team USA, he struggled, even recording a game without a block, an unexpected stat for a player nearly 8 feet tall. But context matters. He was young, still developing, and learning to adjust against stronger, more coordinated players. Coming out of high school, he was rated as a 3-star recruit. Not exactly elite, but solid. He ranked 313th nationally and 55th among centers, according to 247 Sports. At first glance, those numbers don't scream NBA future. But remember, Zach Edey, now an NBA lottery pick, was ranked lower than Rioux at the same age. Olivier was improving, but needed time, and time is exactly what he got at Florida. He chose to redshirt his freshman season. With Florida's stacked roster and growing fan excitement about his size, Coach Todd Golden faced pressure to play him. But instead, the coach made the smart move, protecting Rioux's development and preserving a year of eligibility. He didn't want to burn a year for 30 seconds on the floor. So while Olivier sat out games, he practiced with future pros, studied game film, scrimmaged with teammates, and got a front-row seat to a national title run. By the end of the 2024 season, the Florida Gators were national champions. While Rioux didn't contribute on the court, he gained experience, maturity, and a clear view of what success at the highest collegiate level looks like. That season laid the foundation for his real journey, which begins next year. With the Gators returning a strong roster and the media spotlight bright as ever, Olivier is set to play a much larger role in 2025, and beyond that, there's the question that everyone wants answered. Will Olivier Rioux make it to the NBA? The answer is maybe. It's complicated. Height isn't enough anymore. In the modern NBA, players need to be mobile, switchable on defense, and versatile. Big men who can't guard on the perimeter are hunted relentlessly in pick and rolls. Offensively, many teams now want their bigs to shoot, pass, and even handle the ball. Victor Wembanyama, for example, isn't a star just because of his height. He's special because he plays like a guard in a 7'4" frame. He can switch on defense, hit threes, and create his own shot. Olivier doesn't yet possess those tools, and he likely never will to that degree. But that doesn't mean there isn't a place for him. Players like Taco Fall and Mamadou Ndiaye prove that there's still room for towering figures in college basketball, and, occasionally, in the pros. Taco made a brief NBA appearance and now plays overseas, but unlike those players, Olivier Rioux is entering college earlier, with a more refined skill set and better development infrastructure. He's still growing, with whispers that he could approach or even reach 8 feet. That alone might get him drafted. But more importantly, he loves the game. Coaches rave about his work ethic. He's not playing basketball because of his height. He's playing because he wants to. That distinction matters. By the time the 2029 NBA draft rolls around, Rioux will be a 23 or 24-year-old senior with 4 years of top-tier college experience. If he continues improving, tightening his mobility, mastering defensive rotations, learning to anchor a zone, he has a chance. Maybe he won't be a superstar. But as a specialist, a situational defender, a novelty fan favorite, or even a rotation, big on a team that needs size, the path exists. No one knows yet whether Olivier Rioux will change the NBA, but we do know this. He's already changed the way people think about potential, and he's just getting started. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell